were a man to consider the sheer height of our buildings, and then the vast distances of our roads, the sewers, the aqueducts, he would be forced to admit that there has never been a city in the whole world that could be called its rival in greatness.
For more than 1,000 years, Rome ruled the ancient world with unmatched power and purpose. Its greatness rose not only from legions and conquest, but from stone, concrete, and the fearless ambition to shape eternity. Every column, arch, and ruined wall still speaks to those who listen. We'll walk the sacred streets and uncover the marvels of Roman architecture, and hear the voices of the past, brought to life through the words of emperors, engineers, poets, and citizens who once stood beneath these very monuments. Using their own words, we'll let their echoes speak again through the stones they left behind. Fascinated by stories like this? Hit subscribe and let's discover more together. Our journey begins with Rome's most enduring symbol, the Colosseum. Built over a decade, beginning in 70 AD, this Flavian amphitheater was a marvel of efficiency and scale. Standing nearly 50 meters tall, or 164 feet, it could seat between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators, all with astonishing ease of access, thanks to its 80 arched entrances. But size wasn't everything. The Romans innovated with concrete and a complex system of arches and vaults to support this colossal structure. Beneath the arena floor lay the hypogeum, a labyrinth of tunnels, cages, and trapdoors, allowing animals, sets, and even gladiators to appear as if by magic. It was here that engineering met spectacle. The poet Martial, writing for the opening games in 80 AD, declared it the greatest wonder of the world.
Let not barbarian Memphis speak of the pyramid's wonder, nor Assyrian toil boast of Babylon. All labor yields to Caesar's amphitheater. Fame shall speak of one work instead of all others.
Inside, the ambition was just as grand. The historian Cassius Dio described the sheer variety of the bloody spectacles ordered by the Emperor Titus for the inauguration.
For he suddenly threw into the arena some cranes and then an elephant. In the sea fight, men on ships, impersonating Corcyraeans and Corinthians, fought a battle. In all, 9,000 wild animals perished, and women, though not of any prominence, took part in dispatching them.
We move to a building that defies architectural logic even today, the Pantheon. Completed around 126 AD, this former temple to all gods remains the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome, a testament to Roman mastery over materials. The secret to its survival and grandeur lies in its revolutionary use of concrete. And then there's the oculus, the 9-meter wide opening at the very top, connecting the earthly space with the heavens above. To walk beneath the dome of the Pantheon was, for the average Roman, to stand at the very center of the universe, enveloped in divine order and imperial power. The historian Cassius Dio, who would have worshipped there, offered this reason for its name.
Perhaps it is called the Pantheon because it received among the images of its decoration the statues of many gods, but my own opinion is that it is because of its vaulted roof, which resembles the heavens.
Centuries later, the soldier and historian Ammianus Marcellinus still marveled at its technical perfection.
The Pantheon is vaulted with a lofty beauty, like a self-contained district. Polished stones of veneer, rising in a sweep, are piled one above the other. It is a structure of wondrous craftsmanship.
From the grandeur of individual monuments, we now turn to the sprawling heart of ancient Rome, the Roman Forum. This was the vibrant nucleus of political, religious, and commercial life. Walking through these ruins, one can still grasp the organizational genius required to build such a concentrated center of power. The Forum was engineered to be the functional and symbolic core of the world's greatest empire. As Emperor Augustus, who dramatically reshaped the city, famously declared,
I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble.
For statesmen like Cicero, it was the very center of Roman power and dignity.
What spot on earth is more crowded with hallowed sites, or more steeped in history? Here is our Senate House, here are the shrines, here is the spot where our assemblies meet. This is the head of the city, the sanctuary of the allies, the refuge of all nations.
But it was also a place for the people, as the playwright Plautus captured in his observations of the diverse crowds.
Here in the Forum, one can find every sort of person, from criminals and hustlers to politicians and prostitutes. It is the center of our civic life.
While Rome projected its power outwards through conquest, it also needed to protect its very heart. As the empire's reach expanded and threats emerged, monumental defenses became essential. It's the towering Aurelian Walls that truly speak to a changing empire. Begun in 271 AD, their construction was a direct response to a new age of anxiety. The official histories captured the rising panic that led to their creation.
For when Aurelian had defeated the Goths in a mighty battle, fearing what had happened to the city in the invasion of the Marcomanni, he planned to enlarge the walls of the city of Rome.
The scale was immense. Looking back on their construction, the historian Zosimus recorded their vast new perimeter.
Therefore, to prevent the enemy from surrounding and besieging the city, Aurelian fortified it with walls, making the circuit of the wall 13 miles.
They were a masterpiece of military design, as the historian Procopius witnessed when the walls were put to the test centuries later.
The wall of the city has slit openings in the battlements, from which the defenders may shoot. There are also small gates on the inner side of the wall, through which the guards are able to make sorties. They are called wild boars by the Romans because of their sudden attacks.
Above all, the walls restored a sense of security to the heart of the empire. The poet Claudian, celebrating their restoration, captured this feeling of renewed safety.
A city nobler than all others, whose restored walls, a vast labor, now encircle her in a single embrace. No longer dost thou fear the threats of the Getic host.
Beyond the city's monumental core and its protective shell, Rome's true engineering prowess extended across its vast empire. The most critical were the aqueducts and roads, as the great Pliny the Elder once observed with genuine awe.
If we take into account the abundant supply of water, the arches that have been constructed, the mountains that have been pierced, we must perforce admit that there is nothing more worthy of our admiration throughout the whole universe.
Equally vital were the Roman roads, a network of over 400,000 kilometers connecting every corner of the empire, including some 80,000 kilometers of meticulously paved highways. These engineered pathways allowed for rapid movement of legions, trade, and communication, truly cementing Rome's grip on its vast territories, embodying the interconnectedness their network provided with the famous saying, "All roads lead to Rome." Pliny the Elder admired Roman engineering and its unifying effect. His words reflects his amazement at how the Roman road network essentially shrank the vast territory under Roman control, making communication and governance more efficient.
So thoroughly have all parts of Italy been traversed by roads that the whole of it seems to have been brought close to the city of Rome. There is no place, no matter how remote, that cannot be reached from the Forum by a series of measured milestones. The roads themselves are a marvel, straight and level, built to last through time and weather, binding together mountains and plains, rivers and coasts. Rome, by its roads, has brought the world to her doorstep.
From the soaring domes of temples to the protective embrace of its city walls and the vast networks of roads and aqueducts, Rome's architectural and engineering masterpieces were instruments of power, symbols of ingenuity, and reflections of an empire's ambition. Their innovations in concrete, archways, and urban planning laid the foundations for Western civilization, whose engineering genius shaped not just stone and mortar, but the very course of history itself. In their own national epic, the Aeneid, the poet Virgil defined what they saw as their ultimate purpose.
Roman, remember by your strength to rule the world's peoples, for your arts are to be these, to impose the rule of peace, to spare the conquered, and to crush the proud in war.
The echoes of their empire and this mission continue to resonate, eternally etched in the landscapes of Rome. Special thanks to my first Patreon member, Evelyn. If you'd like to see your name here too and help keep this channel going, consider joining me on Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow history lovers.